And we're underway at 112 pounds. And in Class D, kind of interesting, a father-son combination. Dan Desmond, the father of Dirk Desmond, is the coach and a former two-time state champion from Cambridge. And here's Dirk as a freshman with only one loss, looking at a chance to become a state champion right off the bat.
Well, that's not the only father-son connection we have. In Class A, Millard North Grant Sather is the stepson of Rick Allgood, the coach of the Millard North State Championship team.
And, of course, Grant was state champion a year ago, going after his second one as a sophomore, so possibility of being a four-time state champ.
That's right. We had an opportunity to see those four four-time state champions that the state of Nebraska has, and I'm sure Grant Sather would like to join their company.
And Sather right away with a 2-0 lead now in the Class A.
He has been dominating the entire tournament. His first match he won by technical fall. His second match he was a major decision, and he made your decision last night in the semifinal. So he's just been dominating.
And the only one with a score so far. And I believe, wasn't 112, the number one ranked wrestler didn't make weight at districts.
That's right. Tyrone Martinez was actually the number one ranked wrestler, and Grant Sather was number two because Martinez had beat him earlier in the year at the Metro tournament.
But the only scoring so far...
Excuse me, that wasn't at the Metro. They met in a duel. That's where Martinez beat him. And I'm sure everyone was hoping to see another matchup between those two because you always want to see the top two kids. It's just an unfortunate situation that he wasn't able to make weight.
Only one score so far, that in Class A, a 2-0 lead for Sather, but now we have a takedown in Class C. And jumping out is Todd Allgood from Bennington, whose father, of course, is coaching over at Millard North.
I'm looking over in the corner right now, and he's got his head on a pivot. He's looking back and forth at Grant, and now he's looking over at Todd. And that's got to be a tough situation for him.
And Todd, a defending state champion as well, as he won at 100 pounds in Class D, now in Class C. So trying to get another title, and he is a sophomore as well. So,
that's right. There's a possibility there that they could have two four-time state champions in the same family, similar to what the Nordhus do.
In Class D, Dirk Desmond has taken a 2-0 lead over Eric Nordhus. Eric, a cousin to both Kenny and Don, who we mentioned were four-time champions. So three separate families who have all done very well. Eric, 25-3, was second last year at 100 pounds. But right now facing Dirk Desmond, a very tough freshman.
The Nordhus family is just becoming a legend in the state of Nebraska's wrestling.
But I tell you, Todd Allgood has got his hands full in Class C. Ryan Roberts of Valley, very tough wrestler, trying to get an escape. But now a near fall situation as Allgood. Let's see, what are they going to call?
They gave him the reversal, but time had run out, so he didn't earn the near fall points. I'll tell you, these two have met before twice this year. They've each pinned each other.
And it'll be tied 2-2 in Class C. So it's
over in B, I can't quite see. It looks like we have a tie score there as well, 2-2. Levi Stutzman and Travis Ernstmeyer from Grand Island Central Catholic.
Interesting thing there, Stutzman had to meet last year's champion in the quarterfinals. That was James Ferguson of Seward.
He actually lost to Ferguson in last year's state championship match, so he got a little sweet revenge, and now he's in the finals against Travis Ernstmeyer.
Can you imagine, though, having to face him in the quarterfinals of all places? I mean, that's tough to have to meet each other that early.
Well, that's like I was saying, in the way we've got a possible pin over on mat one. Grant Sather putting Peter Isham on his back. He's got a lot of time left, too. He's got a full minute. If he can get a little bit more weight on him. You see he's trying to get out into more of a T position with him, get more perpendicular to get more weight on the shoulders area.
And Sather, of course, a defending champion, trying to become a two-time state champion as a sophomore. And right now with a 3-0 lead, and he'll get at least three more, so that'll give him a 6-0 lead if he doesn't get the fall.
Unusual situation for the Millard North Mustangs. They actually qualified 13 out of 14 wrestlers. Grant Sather is their only finalist, and they still won the team title. And that's one thing that Coach Allgood was talking about throughout the week. You win tournaments by how many guys you got coming back and get third. As a matter of fact, I believe Millard North cinched the team title earlier today at 119 pounds when John Carrion of Millard North beat Vito Augusta from Omaha Central, and that's when they actually clinched the team title in the consolation round. So
We're still tied 2-2 between Ernstmeyer and Stutzman in Class B. In Class D, Dirk Desmond of Hebron leading at 4-0 over Eric Nordhus of Greeley.
There's a reversal for Nordhus.
And Nordhus will cut the lead in half.
A lot of time left in that match.
They must have given him an escape and takedown because they show 4-3. Yep. So he got an escape and takedown very, very quick. It almost looked like a reversal to me, but he gets escape and takedown. Now it's a 1-point lead for Desmond with 47 seconds to go in the second period. In Class C, Todd Allgood and Ryan Roberts tied at 2-2. What a match they got going there in Class C. So it's a very tight match, all but in A, where it's an 8-0 lead right now for Grant Sather.
It's Grant Sather's choice. He's going to take the neutral position. Feels confident enough on his feet that he doesn't have to worry about getting himself in any trouble. He's in already on that single leg. Unable to finish. Isham able to fight it off.
It's 2-2 in Class B. Levi Stutzman of Schuyler and Travis Ernstmeyer, Grand Island Central Catholic. Quite a battle going on there.
They're just starting the third period. It was Ernstmeyer's choice. He took the down position, feeling he can get the escape to take the lead.
And again, Grant Sather pretty handily winning right now as he has gone up 10-0 now in Class A. Sather and Millard North leading Peter Isham of Bellevue West. Sather with the all-blue singlet. And Peter Isham in the purple and gold singlet.
Talking about kids having a tough road to hoe, Levi Stutzman, although he's ranked the #1 wrestler, on the way into the finals, like you said, he had to wrestle James Ferguson, who was ranked #2, went 8-6 in overtime. Then, right after that, in the semifinals, he's got to wrestle Svoboda from Aurora, who is the #3 ranked wrestler. So he's wrestled #2 and #3, and now #4.
Well, in Class D, they're about to enter the third period, and what a tight match there with Dirk Desmond of Hebron leading 4-3 over Eric Nordhus of Greeley. That match can go either way. In Class C, we're still tied at 2-2 between Todd Allgood of Bennington and Ryan Roberts of Valley. Roberts ranked #1 going into that match. Allgood ranked #2, even though Allgood was the defending state champion in D. They're now in C. Roberts has been 3rd in Class C the last 2 years. So two very good wrestlers in Class C, and almost a reversal. Quite a battle, and it looks like they should get at least an escape for Ryan Roberts. Roberts is facing him now. They haven't showed any points yet, and now they will. So he'll take a 1-point lead, 3-2 over Todd Allgood. What a battle between those two. Two outstanding wrestlers.
Taking a look here, I noticed Grant Sather was actually looking over at his stepbrother's match while waiting to get his started back in action again. He's only got 20 seconds left in Class A before he takes his second state title. He's ahead 10-0 in the Class A match. As time ticks away, he's going to claim his second crown.
We're tied 2-2 in Class B yet between Levi Stutzman of Schuyler and Travis Ernstmeyer, Grand Island Central Catholic. A real battle of trying to get the takedown is Allgood in Class C and still battling. Able to hang on is Roberts, but on top right now is Allgood. Allgood of Bennington.
We just had a penalty point. That was against Dirk Desmond. He didn't grab. When a wrestler's trying to peel the hands away, he's got to grab all 4 fingers. He only grabbed one, so that penalty point will tie the match up in Class D, 4-4 between Dirk Desmond and Eric Nordhus.
And we have an injury stoppage in Class C. Now Todd Allgood got hurt as he was attempting a takedown. Looked like he almost had it, but I don't believe any points were awarded.
Levi Stutzman in Class B has got Travis Ernstmeyer on in a near fall situation and pins him. Levi Stutzman, the match was tied 2-2. Put in the legs, cranked him over, and pinned him to win his first state title. He was second in 95, lost to James Ferguson, who he avenged that loss in the quarterfinals on Thursday, and now he wins the state title. And I'll tell you what, he deserves it. He wrestled the best all the way from top to bottom. The final score was 10-0 in Class A. Grant Sather over Peter Isham of Bellevue West. Grant Sather from Millard North.
Still an injury stoppage in Class C, and it is 3-2. Ryan Roberts leading Todd Allgood. Allgood appearing to be injured, holding a shoulder. Hopefully he'll be able to finish out this match, and I think he will be able to. We're still tied 4-4 in Class D between Dirk Desmond of Hebron, Eric Nordhus of Greeley, with 20 seconds to go, third period. So they're looking at overtime at this point. Desmond would like to get an escape right here, and of course Nordhus looking to turn him over and get some near fall points. Now they're back at it now in Class C. Roberts and Allgood. And it is Allgood in the black singlet, Roberts in the purple and gold for Valley.
Dirk Desmond in Class D, he's a freshman. He wants to get in and have a shot at his 4 state titles, but I think Eric Nordhus has some different plans for that. Nordhus actually hasn't, Desmond is the #1 ranked wrestler, Nordhus being #2, but Nordhus hasn't actually lost to anybody in Class D. Sometimes those rankings are somewhat deceptive. They're also somewhat deceptive in the fact, as you look at just like Todd Allgood and Ryan Roberts' situation, Allgood actually won the last time they met, so you would think he would actually be the #1 wrestler, but the last time the rankings came out was prior to the district, so they haven't changed those yet, and they don't normally after that. Notice we got to, oh.
Boy, Desmond almost had an escape.
Almost got an escape as the time was clicking out.
And Roberts just about had a takedown on Allgood in Class C. But Roberts continues to lead at 3-2. 16 seconds left in the 3rd period in Class C, so that's still quite a battle. Roberts, a 2-time 3rd place placer in the state tournament, like to get his 1st state title. Allgood trying to get his 2nd straight. And Allgood trying to get the takedown.
Allgood in on a double. They go out of bounds.
Oh, man, that was close.
We've got overtime now on the D mat between Dirk Desmond and Eric Nordhus. 2-minute overtime period, sudden death. First person to score, doesn't matter how they score, be it a penalty point or takedown.
And only 3 seconds to go now as Allgood desperately trying to get a takedown, and that's the match. What a job by Ryan Roberts. A 3-2 victor over Todd Allgood, and Roberts, his 1st state championship, a junior from Valley, beats Todd Allgood. And now Desmond almost getting the takedown, and they're going to call a penalty point.
An illegal hold, an illegal hit scissor against Nordhus cost him the match. He was actually in trouble in that situation, though. I mean, it was desperation. He had to do something to keep from getting taken down.
Right. If he had not done that, I'm pretty sure Desmond would have gotten the takedown and the victory. And Nordhus, very classy in that situation, understands it, and I think he knew it as well. Now, this Coach Laux from Greeley is going to discuss it and make sure that's the situation. But the wrestlers don't seem to be arguing about it. But, boy, Dirk Desmond really had to battle. Eric Nordhus, nothing to be ashamed of being a 2-time runner-up. And he'll have another go at it because he's a junior. In fact, these two could meet again because Desmond is just a freshman. Well, let's see. There's.
No, wait. They might be changing the call here. The wrestlers had taken their leg bands off. The coaches are instructing them to put them back on. There's a possibility here.
Boy, I tell you, if that would have to be an extremely tough situation now if they have him wrestle out, because one wrestler thinks he's beaten, the other one thinks he's won.
It looks like they've got the rule book out and they're looking for an interpretation to see if there is an actual ruling on that. I didn't see the situation, so I can't make a call from here, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to appear to be overruling another official, especially since I didn't see it.
And I'm not sure if they're looking for whether a penalty can end the match. I guess,
no, a penalty can end the match.
Right.
It definitely, I know it definitely can end the match. The question is whether or not that was an illegal hold.
Okay.
In college rulings now, you cannot scissor or figure 4 around the head from the neutral position like that, which they were in. They were going from a neutral position trying to take him down. And what that's designed to do is they didn't want wrestlers locking up around the head in order to avoid being taken down.
Well, while we're waiting for that, why don't we go ahead and recap the other championship matches here at 112. Again, in Class A, it was Grant Sather, who's now a 2-time state champion from Millard North, as he wins it 10-0 over Peter Isham of Bellevue West, who finishes season 24-9. He's a sophomore. In Class B, Levi Stutzman gets a pin in the 3rd period over Travis Ernstmeyer. Stutzman, a sophomore, finishes undefeated at 28-0 from Schuyler. Travis Ernstmeyer, 30-2 from Grand Island Central Catholic. Or he finishes at 29-3, excuse me. And we're still waiting Class D, and it looks like they're going to let him go again. So they need
to... that's it.
Now they decided that's it. Boy, there it is.
And the winner, Dirk Desmond, on the penalty point. Apparently some of the Greeley fans don't agree with it.
Yeah, well, I think very classy act by Eric Nordhus, and I think Coach Laux understands it too, and like you said, I think it was a good chance. So now again in Class D, it was Dirk Desmond finishing 30-1, a freshman. He wins at 5-4 over Eric Nordhus, who finishes 25-4, a junior from Greeley. So now we've already recapped the other 3 matches, so let's go ahead and move on to 119 pounds. In Class A, Renard Carroll, 32-0, a senior